Hello everyone, Namaskar. Welcome to the 10th episode of Season 3 of Money and Prosperity. I'm Ashok Vyas, Program Director with ITV Gold and founder of Insight for Creativity. Today, we will continue our discussion with Paresh Ji about factors that prevent people from being financially secure for retirement. Paresh Shah, as you know, is the CEO of Paresh Shah Financial Services. He is a certified financial planner and wealth strategist. He has served for the last 21 years and has helped individuals and businesses co-create innovative financial strategies. He is a licensed CPE presenter. He has educated CPAs as they guide their clients on investments, life, disability and long-term care insurance. Paresh Ji specializes in pension and profit sharing plans, asset protection, estate planning and business succession planning. Paresh Ji graduated as a chemical engineer honours graduate from the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology at Kharagpur, India. He is a 2016 honoree for Long Island Business News Leaders in Diversity Awards. He resides in the town of Hicksville in Long Island and he has his wife Shimul and their son Shamik living with him. And I have the pleasure of welcoming Paresh Ji to Money and Prosperity again today. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashok Ji, for the warm welcome.
And how are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Paresh Ji, you share some stimulating thoughts and certain data that we know, yet we do not pay attention on them the way you do. So last time you were talking about retirees and the problem or potential problem which is related to longevity, inflation, etc. So, and I also remember this statistics was new for me that there are over 60,000 Americans who have crossed 100. So 100 to not out is not the only one movie. There are many 100 plus not outs here in America. So now talk to us a little bit more about this whole scenario from the point of view of retirement planning.
Ashok Ji, the challenge has become that, as we spoke last time, that life after retirement, which was previously about 10 years, has now become 30 to 35 years. And therefore the pool of money that a person saves has to last to give them income, not just 10 years, but almost 30 to 35 years. This has caused the problem with this is that there are so many factors which otherwise may not have affected planning, like we talked about inflation last time and how inflation over a 10-year period only affects that the amount of income you need goes up only by about 35%. That means 1/3. You need 100,000, you need 130,000, 135,000. But when you're talking about 35 years, that 100,000 need at the end of it, you need 300,000 because of the compounding effect of that 3% every year. And so the longevity, which is a boon, a science has given us longer life, causes these types of stress on any financial plan. And therefore we say that longevity compounds the effect of any such problems, you know.
Let's learn a little bit more about it from you, Paresh Ji, in terms of the other factors that you have in mind and how longevity compounds the challenges.
Yeah. So let's just take an easy example, and this is I'm taking round numbers deliberately just so that we can have a conversation that can be easily understood. You know, person retires in the year 2000. He's going to get social security income. He may be getting a pension. After all is said and done, he feels that he needs $50,000 more of income from the pool of money that he saved. Now, let's say that pool of money is $1 million. If he put that money into the bank would give him 5% interest on it at that time. So $1 million would produce $50,000 every year. He would keep taking out the 50,000. His million is secure and he can continue to get that money. Now, let's say he put it in a 5-year CD, like you know that there is 5 years of lock-in. 2005, he renews that CD for another 5 years. He's comfortable. Inflation has gone up a little bit, but yet he keeps himself in check, so he's fine. Come 2010, that CD is up for renewal now. And at renewal, in 2010, if you remember, the interest rate on 5-year CD was only 1%. So now instead of a $50,000 income, he's getting only a $10,000 income. So that 10,000 is insufficient, so he has to draw into capital. Now, when he has to draw into capital, that normally causes stress in any senior's mind. So as you can see from this example, if we go back to, let's say, to the 65 or 70, when a person lived for 10 or 15 years after retirement, you see that the chance of this type of problem happening is not much. Even after 10 years of getting 5%, let's say that person retired at 65 and he's 75, even if he draws a little into principal, he's not worried because end of life is near. But now with end of life appearing at 95 and him having to draw into principal, he gets worried. So longevity has caused the effect of the interest rate changes to affect the lives of seniors. These factors which were never coming into play are now coming more and more into play when we are doing retirement planning.
But what you have described just now, this scenario looks like there is no way to overcome this potential crunch of finances when you need them. So stock market, earlier also you talked about it a little bit. Stock market risk, how one can overcome it in terms of financial planning, something on those lines, if there are some tips or safeguards that may protect people.
Yeah. So, Ashokji, as we have known that normally the investments in the stock market produce higher return than those in the fixed income market or in banks, etc. So now, if you take that factor into account, now you find that, well, seniors normally would like security and peace of mind, and so they do not invest in the stock market. But now they are faced with a new problem. The new problem is that they need more income in order to be able to sustain that rate of return or that income in retirement. So they are forced to, and at times tempted to, go towards the investment of the stock market. Now stock market, as you know, is volatile. That means that the prices go up, prices come down, and it doesn't mean that the returns are steady. So that can have a very negative effect on any investment. Now, one might say that, well, over a long period of time, the stock market averages itself out and you get 7 to 8% return. But that may not be necessarily the case for a senior's portfolio. And I'm going to take a bit of a mathematical example. It's a little complex, but I would really like to run it so that this concept of why stock market investment is a very difficult way to plan for retirement and how longevity creates these issues is explained to our viewers. Let us say somebody has $100,000, okay, and he invests in the stock market $100,000. Let's say the stock market gives in first year 8% return, and he needs 8%, so he takes out the 80,000. Now in second year, if it again gives 8%, he'll again take out 80,000. So he might think that he's able to take out 80,000 every year. But now, let us see what really happens. It really happens is that in the first year, the market might give 12%. So he'll go to 112,000. He'll take out his 8,000. The market is at 104. His account is at 104,000. Now let's say he gets 4%. He's back to 108 and he takes out his 8,000. He's fine. But if the reverse happens, that means let's say in first year it's minus 12%. 100 becomes 88. He takes out his 8,000 because he needs that.
Right.
Right. Now the balance is only $80,000. Even if he gets 20% return, he does not hit back to 100%. He needs a 25% return to get back to 100. Now I know these numbers are a little complex, Ashokji, but having said that, it's just very important to understand that the sequence of returns can really affect retirement, and therefore investment in the stock market
I'm
becomes
very impatient right now, because what you're saying, it somehow trickles down and gives the impression that it is likely to happen. It would surely happen is not necessary. But if this happens, and as you using 20%, 25%, what you have given is a scenario where one can clearly imagine that what you need, you don't have it. Basically,
Exactly.
that is the
Exactly.
thing. So
That
how
is-
to address this?
Yes. So let us. I can give you a simple example. A simple example may be that maybe you divide the money across several different instruments. You take a person's money and you create an overall global plan. That is what we do as financial planners. And in that, we divide the money over some investments which are these high rates of income investments. Then we can do some investments which are low risk, like the ones in the bank, etc. So let us say that the stock market comes down, then you remove from these fixed income investments. But if it's up, you can remove from there. That way you can have a balancing done each year and select where you want to remove the money from. That is the goal. You form one base of fixed guaranteed income, and then you form some additional extra superlative returns based on the stock market. That is the best way to probably do it. But again, each case is individual. We as planners will go to every client individually, assess what they require, and try to come up with the best possible numbers.
So the best possible number is needed, and in order for me to share with you the best possible number, the number where you can reach financial professional Paresh Shah is 516-268-3446. Am I right? So on that right note, wishing all the right things to happen for you. Thank you very much, Pareshji, for joining us.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Really appreciate all the questions and the show and being on the show.
So we look forward to sitting with you again in the next episode of Money and Prosperity. Till then.